All right, let's get into the New England Patriots. Usually every year we start talking about the Patriots. It's like, all right, Tom Brady, this team's going to be good. What wide receiver do we want? Edelman. Times have changed.
Yeah, name another one after Edelman that we've said we've wanted.
Over the past few years?
Yeah.
Off the top of the dome, I can't even remember, dude. Who did they have? I mean, you wanted N'Keal Harry for sure.
Yeah,
James White.
Like, realistically,
James White.
what wide receiver did you want on the Patriots besides Edelman?
Gronk when he was there.
Not Gronk, because he's not a wide receiver.
Kendall Wright. That was my guy.
Kendall Wright, he was good.
I always wanted him to get pretty
Randy
good.
Moss.
Yeah, I meant just like their offense.
Chris Hogan
was way more exciting.
Hoagie was nice for a little bit.
Chris Hogan was pretty.
He was solid.
All right,
you were small and you were Caucasian. You were good on the Patriots.
Danny Amendola.
Oh yeah,
Danny
him too.
Didn't they have Wes Welker?
Yeah,
they had Wes Welker ages ago. All right, cap or no cap? We'll start with QB1. Cap or no cap, Cam Newton will not finish the season as the starting quarterback for the Patriots. Shout out to Evil Empire FF, kind of reworked his question. He asked, does Mac Jones get a start this season? So will Cam Newton finish the season as a starting quarterback? Cap or no cap?
No, he's
not finishing the season.
No cap.
And I think the offense will significantly improve after that.
Yes, I agree.
Significantly with Mac Jones. I'm going to take the other side here. I'm going to say cap. I think Bill Belichick just rolls with Cam Newton all season. I think he plays well enough to win them a couple games. They're not playing in the toughest division. They do get the Jets a couple times here. So the Dolphins I think they could split that series. Obviously, the Bills are kind of the king right now of this division. So, but I think Cam Newton could string together a couple good games to kind of earn himself a starting job throughout the season.
Yeah, maybe run for like 3 touchdowns, throw 2 interceptions,
Yeah,
they're another team.
They're building the offense around him as we speak because he's still planned to be their QB1. So we shall see.
They have a top 5 easiest schedule as well this year. So for what it's worth, they still
gave the worst division the easiest schedule.
Right.
We have the Eagles have the easiest schedule.
Well, they also play the teams in their division. They were pretty good last year. So, but yeah, I mean, I can definitely see him getting benched. I'm not saying it's out of the realm of possibility, but I think he can make it through another season. And I hope it might be his last, though.
I hope Mac Jones wears 50 during the game because that's what he's wearing in training camp right now.
Is that even like a legal quarterback number? I know they had number changes, but
I don't know.
There's no way a quarterback can be 50.
Bill Belichick has him wearing number 50. They said it might be just like a rookie thing.
Any rookie has to wear 50 until they earn their number.
I don't know. I hope he stays number 50. He looks like he could be a 50.
Mike Vrabel.
It's a weird number. All right. Next one here with N'Keal Harry asking for a trade. That makes Nelson Aguilar the clear-cut number 1 wide receiver, and he should be treated as such moving forward. Cap or no cap?
What do you mean treated as such?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Like treated as the number 1 wide receiver? Like you should be drafting him.
Oh, yeah. That. I think N'Keal Harry or no, you're treating him like that.
Yeah. I mean, I have to agree, but I don't think Aguilar is cut out to be a wide receiver 1. Which kind of scares me.
Cap.
You're kind of just forced to.
Yeah.
And it's more on Cam that's going to make him not be the number 1 receiver on this team because he can't throw the ball. A lot of Aguilar's big games last year came off like a bomb from Derek Carr for a touchdown. And he tied his career high in touchdowns last year. The last time he scored 8 touchdowns was the Super Bowl year.
Remember that, T-Gods?
Huh?
I don't think there's any part of Cam because Cam is old. He has an old shoulder. I don't think he's not getting anything past 10 yards. It's going to be the tight end's destiny in this offense.
Yeah, I hear where you're coming from. I mean, I think tight ends are definitely going to be the guys, but I'm going to say cap. I think the other guys may end up just overtaking that role. I don't think he's locked in as the number 1. Jacoby Myers was pretty good last year for a few weeks here and there, as well as they added Kendrick Bourne. See what he's got.
They spent all this fucking money, and all they got was Kendrick Bourne and Nelson Aguilar on offense and then they got 2 guys who play the same position, and they're not even that good.
Yeah, Patriots are. I don't know what they're building, but they're building something. They're doing something over there. Bill Belichick is trying to
building
tight end factory.
He's trying to see what he can do after post Brady. All right, last cap or no cap. Despite the inconsistency of Patriots RBs in the past under Belichick, Damian Harris should still be considered a top 30 running back for 2021.
No cap.
Yeah.
I'll
He
be
was
the
such a
first to
roller
say it.
coaster. He was such a roller coaster last
He
year.
doesn't get the opportunity that he should. If they fed him the way that they should feed him, if he got 20 to 25 touches a game, he would produce. I promise you.
I believe you.
I believe you too.
But Cam likes to run it himself. He likes to turn the ball over.
It's all right. He's not going to be finishing the season. It's okay.
Yeah.
T-Gods, I hope you're right, man, because I just want everyone else's potential to reach their point, and Cam just pulls them back.
Pulls them down with them. I have Damian Harris at 34, so I have to say cap. But I do think he could easily be a top 30 running back. Reports that are coming out right now sound like he's supposed to be the clear-cut number one, but I can't trust anything until I see it with my eyes.
Yeah,
Bill Belichick in running backs.
He should be. I mean, who's he gonna lose to? James White? He's
Sony
like 40.
Michel,
Old.
they still have, so I don't know. I think he's
Rex,
clear.
do they still have Rex Burkhead?
No, they do not.
Thank God.
They have Ramondre Stevenson.
I remember there was
Ooh.
one game last season he scored like 3 touchdowns.
Bro, that was
like,
against
are you
me.
fucking
That was
kidding me?
against me.
Yeah. Kind of moved to that question. I guess we could move right on. Are there any Patriots running backs worth a look after Damian Harris, James White, Ramondre Stevenson, Sony Michel? I don't think so, personally.
If your team is
Nah.
just that, yeah, I was gonna say James White because he's PPR guy, but it's just like
Even with
It's not
Kendrick
even worth
Bourne, the running
Yeah,
back.
it's not even. It's
You
literally
might
not
see
even
like
worth it.
10 snaps a game.
I'd rather start Darren Sproles.
Would you rather start one of the Jets running backs?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Okay,
Ty Johnson.
okay.
I'd start him over
Michael
James
Carter.
White.
Ty Johnson,
That's just the
Ugh.
first name that came to my head.
maybe Tevin Coleman,
I'm not starting
obviously
Tev.
Michael Carter.
I wouldn't start Tev in a 32-team league.
That's
Well,
rude.
the Jets might be.
Yeah, they might be. Ramondre Stevenson, interesting. I think he's a rookie, so you'll never know with Bill Belichick. He'll throw out rookies. What was Jonas Gray had 4 touchdowns in a game
Oh yeah, never heard
as a
from him
rookie,
again.
and then never heard from again. So you never know. Ramondre Stevenson 4 touchdown game incoming this year.
Stop.
All right.
You pick.
Next question. Who is the first Patriot you would draft heading into the season?
Damian Harris.
Their defense.
Give me that.
Their defense.
Before
But-
last year, when all their defensive players opted out or had COVID, they were literally a wide receiver or positional player with the amount they were scoring. Because I think the last time they were good was Tom Brady's last year. So they have a very similar defense. I know Kyle Van Noy left the Dolphins. I don't know if he came back to the Patriots. But if so, they have a very identical defense to the year that they were that good. It's possible. And that's I think that's the safest for me because Bill Belichick he's still there. He could make the defense work at least.
Yeah, I like their defense. They added some pieces too, Jalen Mills and whatnot.
Oh right, Jalen Mills.
But they also
You mean that piece of burnt toast? He's gonna make them good.
Dude, come on. You didn't have to say it. We were all thinking it.
Yeah,
You
but he
didn't
was
have to
like
say it.
supposed to be CB1 in Philly. Now, obviously, he's not going to be there. Probably CB3.
He couldn't even be a slot corner in Philly.
And yeah, Van Noy's back on the Patriots. Took a year.
Yeah, I know. I do like. I think their defense is pretty good, but I'm not drafting their defense till the last round. So Damian Harris for me.
Oh, that's just what's that say about the rest of their team?
I'm drafting.
You're not drafting any of them.
Drafting Damian Harris.
Damian
I'm
Harris,
drafting
yeah.
probably both of
definitely.
their tight ends ahead of that.
Damian
too.
Harris.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, moving on to their tight ends. Which one do you think will be more successful, Jonnu Smith or Hunter Henry?
Cam Newton.
Hunter
Henry's tight
Henry.
end.
Yeah, I think it's Hunter Henry. Jonnu Smith came into the season last year with the same amount of hype as Noah Fant, and both
He lived up to
disappeared.
it for like the first 3 weeks.
Yeah.
The first
He was
3
elite.
weeks he was great.
Just
I
like Noah
remember
Fant.
everyone was sending trades for him. Everybody wanted him, and then he literally just fell right off a cliff.
Yeah, I was hyped.
I don't
about
think
him.
he had one good game after that.
Unfortunately, Hunter Henry wasn't any better than Jonnu Smith last year, but we saw Cam with Greg Olson, same build, not the white part, but fast, athletic tight end that could catch the ball. Cam, I guess he's not. Cam pretty much is the deciding factor for all these players. So I'm just gonna bring him up for every time we bring someone else up, even the running backs, because Cam's just gonna steal carries.
We've seen Cam
Damian
be-
Harris, hand me the ball off.
Well, yeah, he's definitely going to be the tight end.
Wildcat.
I mean, touchdown vulture in the red zone. But I do think we've seen Cam throw to the tight end a lot in the past. Obviously, did not have one last year. I think Ryan Izzo was their tight end. So I think both of them are going to be utilized pretty heavily, kind of like the old Patriot style offense. But I do think Hunter Henry's the one I'd like to own. I think he might get more volume. I think he gets open in space better. Jonnu Smith's definitely going to get some touchdowns in the red zone.
Hopefully their 2 tight end set doesn't end up the same as the last 2 tight end set that was in New England.
Hunter Henry's going to be new Gronk.
So who's
What do
going to
you
be
mean?
Aaron Hernandez?
That
then?
duo ended up killer.
Wow. All right.
Sorry.
Last question here for the Patriots. If Mac Jones comes in this year as a starter, what do you think his ceiling is? Is he even worth a look?
Top 20.
I think that's his ceiling as well.
I'm not
Probably
looking at
top
him.
20.
I mean, when
I don't
do you
think he's
think
worth
he
a
would
look, though.
take over as starter? Like week 5?
When's their bye?
I think as early as week 5, if like Cam is
If he comes in
tanking
anywhere
this
past
team.
week 4, I don't think he can crack that top 20.
no,
There's
I mean,
just
like,
going to be so
like,
many.
No,
not like
just,
for the season,
yeah.
like on a per game basis kind of thing.
All right, well,
Oh,
it's definitely not
okay.
gonna. It's not gonna be their bye week because their bye week is week 14.
Oh my
The last
goodness, dude.
They have the last bye week in the league.
Yeah, that's a rough bye week. Honestly, that bye week messes up a lot of teams' playoff things. Like if you do like 2-week playoffs and whatnot, there's a lot of things into a mess, I guess.
Somehow,
Mm.
how are they the only? This is the only team that has a bye that week.
No, there's a couple I think that have that week.
Oh,
I
maybe
think
I
the
read.
Buccaneers also have a bye that week or something. Like important players are going to be on a bye in week 14. But
Yeah.
so if your league still has your playoffs get set with week 14 in there, get that week out of there if possible.
And their
Yes.
it's after a Thursday night football game, so they're just going to be screwed that whole next couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, Cam will have opportunity to prove himself in the first couple weeks. He's got the Dolphins and the Jets to start off the season. Saints gets a little bit tougher, but they're home. Buccaneers, obviously, Brady gets to go back to New England. That's going to be a scary game.
Sheesh.
But then he gets the Texans as well. Cowboys aren't that scary. Jets again. So it's not the
Brady
scariest
will
schedule.
throw 8 touchdowns in Foxborough.
Oh my god.
Are they in Foxborough?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's throwing 8
Ooh.
touchdowns. He's breaking the record.
That would
That's
be a good
actually a
game
wild
to
game.
go to.
Yeah,
I don't
that'd
even
be-
like either team.
It'd be a funny
That'd be
game to go
crazy.
to. But yeah, I would agree. I think he has a chance to at least prove himself early on. If he's struggling in those games, then it's probably going to be halfway through the season. You're going to see Mac Jones.
Do you think we see Brian Hoyer at all this year? Because he did show up last year.
no.
He came in last year.
I really hope not.
You got to think though.
That
Cam
just destroys
sucks.
that entire fantasy value.
Mac Jones sucks.
Brian
Jared
Hoyer's
Stidham.
Mac Jones is
washed.
a rookie.
Yeah, how you know, Q?
No, I'm just saying like if they just go down the list of who if they suck.
I think you just keep rolling out Mac Jones even if he
Yeah.
sucks. Like
Yeah.
you
You
just
have
take
to.
the L.
Jared
Just give him
Stidham,
some experience. Stidham was terrible last year.
Brian Hoyer, the proven one.
All right. Let's get into our bold takes. Stop talking about Patriots fourth
He
string
was talking about
quarterbacks.
bald quarterbacks.
Who was the last
Q.
bald guy?
Q, start us off.
Brian Hoyer.
Who was the one before that?
Fucking, what's his face? From the Browns.
I think that's
Oh, wait,
Brian
that was
Hoyer
Brian
also.
What just happened? Matt's brain just exploded.
I was trying to
It
think of
did.
like just make up a name.
I
of
have at
Hoyer.
least one brain fart every pod. That was my brain fart.
That was a good one.
All right, so you guys are loving Damian Harris, or at least Sean. Sean comes to mind first, but I don't think any Patriots running back finishes top 25. And I'm just gonna. The reason is Cam. I don't think this offense is gonna be flowing any sort of right direction. So I think I'd stay away from all. Maybe
And
what
we'll be
I mean
vulturing touchdowns.
we said that he'll be the main he'll be RB1 on that team, and it wouldn't be a surprise either because that's what we've seen.
Can I play Cam at running back? I wish.
That was like Taysom Hill at tight end last year.
That was so weird.
I hated that.
Yeah. All right, do you guys, what do you got?
Okay. I hate Cam Newton. I think he's gonna
Very
finish.
bold.
He's gonna finish quarterback 32 or lower. Okay, so he's 32 years old. He's getting up there. Not super old, but he's getting up there.
For a running quarterback, too.
Let's see. Last year, he had 242 completions. That's the fewest of his career. He had 2,657 yards, fewest of his career. 8 passing touchdowns, fewest of career. His stock
And
is
interceptions.
plummeting. I don't even want to talk about the interceptions, dude. By like a million.
He had
Stock
more rushing
going down.
touchdowns than he did passing touchdowns.
Yeah, it's over for him.
It's crazy though because
over.
they started that season almost 3-0. There was the Sunday night game against the Seahawks where he like tried to run it in on the goal line and he got stopped like a yard
Yeah,
short.
he got
Then
stuffed.
everything went downhill from there.
He lost
Downhill
all
quick.
confidence.
Then got COVID.
Oh,
Yeah, COVID. That was horrible. Hopefully no COVID or anything this season. Clean NFL season.
Let's go,
Don't
baby.
say that to Cole
Fans are
Beasley.
back too. I'm hyped.
All right, Matt, what do you got for us? Favorite target?
All right, man. My favorite target. This might be everyone's favorite target. Damian Harris. Q, I'm sorry. But he
He's
will
not
be the leading running back on this team, not Cam Newton, not any old head. Is Damian Harris. You remember last year how they, like every Patriots game, they made a big deal how they didn't have a 100-yard rusher in like so many games. Damian Harris did it 3 times, and he had 5 yards per carry. Great. Only had one fumble, which is a very good sign. So I like Damian Harris a lot coming into this year. I think he's easily going to be the starting running back to start the season. I think he just runs away with the job. Hopefully Cam Newton doesn't hog all the rushing yards and rushing touchdowns.
He might run away with the job.
He might. You never know, but I don't know. But one thing I would like to see is Damian Harris get more involved in the passing game. Because I
What
believe he
passing
only
game?
had that's a good point. He only had like 20 catches or something last year. It was like something minuscule. And I would just like to see him.
That much.
Yeah. I would like to see that jump up a bit, and then he'll be gold.
I think we need a Cam Newton roast where we just have a podcast and just
I like
I'm
I
in.
like the roast podcast.
I like
there's
Cam Newton.
a lot of players being put on there.
I like Cam
Sean's not
Newton.
invited.
Yeah, I'll sit out. We can have a Dave guest host.
Ew.
All right,
Bet.
Gator.
all right, Gator. Sure, whatever. All
I
right, I'm
love and
finishing
hate
off the
Cam.
Patriots. My favorite target's got to be Jacoby Myers. He's going wide receiver 89, 294th overall. He's literally going for free unless you're playing in like a 20-team league. So Jacoby Myers is my go-to guy here. Like, I don't trust Nelson Aguilar to really be the number one and just own that role. We've seen him kind of get thrusted into that in the past, and it kind of has fizzled out pretty quickly in Philadelphia. We know that better than anyone else on this podcast for sure. But I do think Kendrick Bourne, I really don't know what he's going to be. I think he's more of like a slot guy. He's pretty much relatively unknown. N'Keal Harry is on the way out as well. Jacoby Myers had a pretty good season last year, despite Cam being quarterback, 59 catches, 729 yards. So he was pretty all right. Like, he wasn't anything crazy or spectacular, but if I'm drafting a wide receiver on this team, give me Jacoby Myers for absolute free at the end of the draft.
I don't know. I don't really see what you're seeing. He had 2 games, 100 plus yards, and it's just a bunch of nothing.
Bunch of
Absolutely
nothing.
Cam Newton was the quarterback, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
I mean,
he's
I
the
know
quarterback
nothing
now.
changed this year, but
He won't be forever.
I don't know.
I'm saying if I'm
man.
targeting
You gotta-
any wide receiver on this team, I'm taking Jacoby
You
Myers.
just don't
as,
want
like, a
to
flex
admit
option.
that Aguilar's solid. You didn't want to admit it last year when he was putting up big
He
numbers.
didn't.
He was
He
not
didn't.
solid last year.
He was a decent plug-in.
He was
flex.
better than Jacoby Myers last year.
Well, yeah, he had a better quarterback than Jacoby Myers.
Well,
last
now they
year.
have the same
Aguilar
quarterback,
gets Cam
so
Newton.
we can see who's actually
Jacoby Myers
better,
had
I
11
guess.
more
Bet.
catches last year.
Bet?
Gave me
I'll
Jacoby
write it down.
Myers
You
for
don't wanna-
absolute free. For the
Bet 'em.
absolute free.
Come on.
No,
I
I'm saying
got
for the value. I'm not saying against
page.
Aguilar evenly.
Bet him.
I need
Q.
some
Propose a
some on
trade.
my
or
side
propose-
here.
Not a trade. Propose a bet.
Aguilar for Myers. Send it.
Please, I will think.
All
right.
That's
That's enough.
I don't know.
I'm not saying he's essentially going to move above Aguilar and be that guy. I'm just also
Aguilar-
I'm saying with the
Loaded.
value, you're reaching on Aguilar.
Every
compared to,
possible stat
Like,
that you could get as a receiver, not fumbles or I guess fumbles is the only like negative one. Aguilar will finish better in.
all right, whatever. I'll agree with that. I think Jacoby Myers has more catches than Aguilar.
I got 5 on it.
All right, send it $5
Oh, write it in stone, T gods.
I'm
I
writing
see you
it.
got your chisel.
I'm writing
out.
it on paper.
in ink.
The bank
In
teller's gonna
blue
come
ink.
at the end of the season after all these
Write
bets.
it in blood.